All right, what's up, my brothers? Got a requested video here from a 35-year-old man, originally from South America, currently living in Germany, and he's asking about his exit plan strategy. The English is pretty good, so it's a little bit broken, but we'll get through it. I'm from South America, currently living in Germany, 35 years plus, software engineer, have a pretty nice position with a good salary and pension. Right now, I'm quite liquid in terms of my finances, and I have some real estate invested in my country also. Here's the case. Used to date a girl and she became pregnant. We stayed together for the sake of the family, and my condition was DNA test and my name in baby's register. Okay. She has some good qualities. She cooks every day, sexually attractive, even post-baby, from a good family, long hair, has some financial resources. Main problem for me is that because I really love my freedom, and until this moment, the paternity, it's very overestimated. I'm assuming that means you're waiting to get an answer on what paternity is. So you'll have to wait for clarity on that. Being frank with you, I do not enjoy being with my baby. The domestic life sucks. I really hate to live in the middle of several family baby things, basically stuff. Are you still with her? I'm guessing that you're still living with her, but you're not with her for the sake of the family, right? Middle of baby family stuff, and I have more enjoyment pursuing professional achievements and have an impact in my technical community. Another point, because my girlfriend and I are from different countries, and my son, it's learning her language in a fast way. So child's learning German, I'm assuming, rather than Spanish. As we have the physical, unless you're from Brazil, right? Portuguese. As we have the physical proximity from her family, 3 hours by plane. Well, 3 hours by plane is not close. And your family's on the other side of the Atlantic, which is 18 hours by plane plus a 5-hour car drive. That's far. I still think my son will not have any kinds of roots or identification with my family, even with my country, mostly because he's not learning my language at the pace I desired. And my girlfriend told me I need to make the effort. Well, she's not wrong. At the moment I'm writing you this email, I have enough money to pay my son's child support for the next 16 years, and I'm considering an exit plan to another country or city. As I have the German residence and my skills are portable, I can go some more enjoyable places, earning more and not having 46% of a haircut in my salary. I'm assuming you mean taxes there. I really enjoy my craft, programming, MMA, boxing, and some friends, riding my bike through Poland and Czech in the weekends, and most important, having enough money to live in my country in the 1% of the population lifestyle. Beach in the weekends, barbecues with core family, and enough cash. Do not get me wrong, I just don't want to go away and live my life doing things that would help me put my dent in the world, or at least give me the maximum enjoyment as possible. I would like to hear your thoughts about a potential exit plan. Unusual request. So let's just recap here. Dude's 35, knocked up his girlfriend. He's from South America. I'm guessing you met your girlfriend in Germany where you were, taking on work. You have a kid. You guys are living together in the same house, and you're raising, I believe you said your son. You said he's a baby still, so, below toddler age. I get the whole you don't enjoy being with a baby thing. Most men that I've spoken to anyway, like the first 3 years, maybe about 3 odd years, guys really don't like when it comes to small kids. They're screaming all the time. You can't sleep at night. There's not a lot of engagement. I think that when men have kids, like they're looking towards the engagement, like helping that child build and grow and learn skills and, the like, and enforcing boundaries. And you don't have a lot of interaction with a baby 3 or younger because there's no conversations. It's crying. If it wants to watch a show when a kid's 3 or 4, it's going to watch some crap that you're definitely not interested in. So I get what you're saying. That's pretty common. That's not that unusual. There's a few guys that will admit that they think that women are far better equipped to deal with children up until about the age of 7 to 10, and after about 7 to 10, men are far better equipped. I'm starting to see the logic behind that. After a certain age, kid needs to stand up, doesn't need as much helicopter parenting and bubble wrapping. And I think dads are probably a little bit better equipped to do that, especially for boys. Now, you're talking about basically abandoning this child. You haven't got paternity assurance yet. You're complaining that he's not learning your language. You're worried that he's not going to have any influence from your family, but at the same time, you want to bounce on him. You want to leave him and the child's mother. And that's, in my estimation, not the best plan, dude. You have a kid, you got a responsibility to the kid. I mean, yeah, you could, you could just walk away from the parenting part and do the financial responsibility part. The whole financial responsibility isn't enough to raise a child, to turn a boy into a man. We already know that about 43% of kids today, in North America anyway, are raised in single parent households. And what that really means is single mother households, because women have 80% of the custody arrangements to date. So those are the ones from marriages with divorce, the ones that never went to chapel to get married. There's a ton of women raising kids that were never even married, or may not even know who the father is. So there's a lot of boys out there today, and I talk to a lot of them that have been raised by single moms, and you do a disservice to your son if you care about him, if you care about your lineage, if you care about your name, if you've named your child and you want to have involvement with him. You're doing a disservice to walk away from him, because women don't do a great job of turning boys into men. What they do is they end up turning boys into weak, pussified, soyed kind of versions of men. They're not strong. They're not virtuous. They don't possess masculine skills that are desirable, that women look for in men. So he's not going to do great with women. I could go down a bunch of reasons. Like, for example, I think something like 27 out of the last 28 mass shootings in North America were done by boys that were raised by single mothers that had a hard time dealing with rejection. That's really what it boiled down to. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, you got to understand, there's also data and stats that say that teenage gang involvement, poor grades in school, teenage pregnancies, drug abuse, suicide attempts. You can go down the list of everything, and it all points back to not having a male role model in the house growing up. So with that being said, you can do whatever you want, dude. It's your choice. You obviously screwed up here because, you should always be in control of birth. This is something we have talked about many times, and I'm going to keep banging on it. You should always have safe and reliable birth control in place if this is where you're at. But staying together for the sake of the family, obviously, you've got to make a concession on your part. You're not digging what you're doing. You don't feel fulfilled. Your cup doesn't feel full. I get it. And you're talking about, you sent me a follow-up email here. What did you call it? The ejection seat plan. You're talking about the ejection seat plan. So it's a tough one, man. My recommendation would be to be involved with the child and raise him and turn the boy into a man. It sounds like you've got a pretty good arrangement with the mom. She seems like she's not hostile towards you. She seems like she's, reasonably feminine. But, that could always change over time. Women always reserve the right to change their mind. They can change their behavior in a given time. They may, depending on how their circumstances evolve as they go through the next 5 or 10 years of their life, it could change for the worse. It could change for the better. But you got to do what's right for you at the end of the day. We talk about mental point of origin and making decisions that are, with you at the beginning of that choice. So you have to decide, are you more important, or is leaving, your name behind more important than you? And when you figure out what your priority is, then I think that you can align your decisions with that and make some choices that'll get you some results that you're looking to benefit from. So decide what's important to you. Boys need a father, dude. It's never going to change, and it's just getting worse in today's world. There's just too many weak, feminized soy boys out there that end up, becoming male feminist white knights. It's just bonkers, the way that boys can evolve into weak versions of men that are unattractive to women, that are unattractive to society. It just doesn't work out well at the end of the day. So decide what your priority is, you or raising a strong, virtuous, masculine boy, and you'll make the right choices in accordance with that belief that you have. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, making the request. This is an interesting one. I don't think we've come across this one before. Real quick, guys, if you have a request for a video, I'll put a card up on the top right over here. But, you just click the link. It's going to open up this tab. You put your name, your email, make your PayPal donation, and then you're going to tell me what it is that you want me to record the video on. And last thing, if you're a guy that's chasing excellence and you want to, collaborate with other guys that are in the top 1% that are doing work on themselves, take a look at the membership community that I have there. Card up on the top right as well. Just watch the video, and it all explains how it all works down over here. You can check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys in the next video. Peace.